Hey guys, this is Casey Maxwell here with the Muse Effect for the week. So it's been a while since I've made a video, and as you can notice, I'm all natural here in my comfy clothes, no makeup, hanging out on my pillows. I've been dealing with some physical ailments this month, and I've had a couple people on the channel reach out curious about when my next video was going to be, and hoping for some insight and some inspiration. And while kind of laying here, I've been messing around on my computer doing some work, also watching some comedy, trying to lift my spirits up a bit and stay positive. And it started really getting me thinking about a post I recently did on Instagram around trauma and the stories we have about ourselves and authenticity. And I felt that it would be important that regardless of my situation, not needing to put makeup on, not needing to fix my hair, not needing to change my clothes or get the perfect backdrop or the perfect scenery for this video, that I could be myself in my authentic moment, in the deepness of my emotion and my contemplation, and still reach out to you about what the video really means by being where I am now, and it seeming to align itself with that type of authenticity. So when we think about the traumas that we've been through, we have sometimes this need or this urge to share these experiences with other people, but we also have this fear of sharing these experiences. We don't want to be defined by these traumatic events, yet we do want to be acknowledged for them because we want to be seen and understood and felt when things come up in our lives later. And I think a huge part of being authentic is not being afraid to share what is your own personal truth, but if that truth is traumatic, not letting it define you to the point that it constantly brings you down in life or inhibits your ability to grow or to see the world in a better place, that you're able to perceive it as any type of way that you choose that can support that growth, that it's not necessarily something that you can't learn from and maybe isn't perceived as, if it's something you've done yourself, as considering it to be a mistake and learning from your mistakes, but that things out of our control happen constantly. And we experience a realm of things and unexpected events that could still be attached to karmic experiences, things that we are just living out in our regular life in this one lifetime, in this personal experience. But I think the importance overall of remaining authentic in what you are wanting your stories to be is not being afraid to share those things with people. And we talk a lot about rewriting our stories, and I think most of that has to do with about belief systems that we have of ourself and the way that we have negative belief systems, things that really do inhibit our growth and give us the inability to move forward. I feel it's important to not be afraid and to not be withheld or withdrawn from sharing things about yourself if you're feeling the desire to be acknowledged, that you can still share it without feeling that it does truly define who you are now. Because if you have evolved and if you have gone through the grief or the mourning or the emotional turmoil that takes place with traumatic events, and you've very truly felt through it and allowed it to move through your emotional, physical, and spiritual body, then you can come to a place where you can confidently use your stories as a way to relate to other people and help them and guide them in their own personal experiences as well. For me personally, in my own authentic place right now, some of the physical ailments that I've been going through have been very much a learning process in how to be more in control of my emotions, how to how to trust certain scenarios as I see life changing around me, as it can very much be a transitional or transformational time. That traumatic things come up sometimes when we're already in a place of feeling stirred and needing to really take a next step, or we're stuck in taking that next step, or changes among us and we're being forced more into that change. And traumatic events almost line up with making us feel ungrounded, or like we're completely upside down in the world we live in. We're going through this chaotic period that push us um, into just forcing us to make that jump, because we have this sense of a breakdown. And sometimes those breakdowns very ultimately lead to breakthroughs. It's good to remember that you can be in a place of grieving and mourning, or emotional or physical pain, and still tap into things that can bring you a sense of joy, whether it's nurturing yourself through hot water or spa treatments, or just needing to get extra rest and sleep and allow your emotional and your physical body to process, as well as laying around just watching comedy. That's kind of been a thing for me when I'm not doing my online work and I'm not connecting with clients, when I'm pushing through my own emotional boundaries. I like to sit and get a good laugh in, knowing that I can experience a full realm of laughter, even in an emotional, troublesome time. That traumatic event is not going to hold me back, because of the part of the human that I am, the humanity that I experience, can still know that it's okay to feel joy and to laugh through something like this, and that we need those things to move through it. I recently had a follower through the YouTube channel reach out and send me what I would say to be some very lovely emails, very sweet emails, and it's a shout out to you, Ron, for this video, for reaching out and for connecting. But in these emails that were shared, there are stories. This is a person that has not been afraid to share things that they have experienced with someone that is a complete stranger, that they can feel will listen and be their authentic self with me, and know that I can be my authentic self with them. And that is something to be admired, to withhold any sense of fear or embarrassment or inconvenience, to be willing to just express yourself and to acknowledge yourself, and know that it's okay to be acknowledged by other people. And know that as much as these stories may define you, it's up to you how you choose to define that divinity, what that definition is, defining its own definition. So with that being said, if there is something that you are experiencing or have experienced that is a traumatic event, you can definitely reach out and talk about those things and share those things with other people. There are others that will relate and that really might need to hear your story. As well, I'm open to listening. And I don't always remember, but in some of the information below, I'll leave my email address or my website, and through social media, you're able to find ways to contact and connect with me. And sometimes it's nice to just get things off of your chest, or to be acknowledged, to be re-inspired, to what ways that you can help serve yourself in a higher way, to progress. And with that being said, I am just glad to simply be here, to having my own breakthrough, to not being afraid to just logging on and making a quick video about being authentic. in a very authentic moment for me, and a kind of raw place emotionally, and feeling pretty good, being able to verbally share that it's not an easy time, but to be okay. And other people know that there's a roller coaster that happens with emotion. There's a sense of sadness and a sense of relief and a sense of guilt and things that so many people go through. And just all of it is okay. Don't be afraid to feel it. Don't be afraid to share it with others. Even if you feel alone, don't completely isolate yourself. And if you feel the need to isolate yourself, accept that as well. Be completely accepting of whatever process you need to go through, but eventually know that it is okay to reach out in whatever way makes you comfortable. I've had a lot of good people recently step up and show me that support, and I'm very grateful for them. So once again, shout out to you, Ron. Thanks for watching. I hope this was a little bit inspirational about moving through trauma and staying true to yourself and choosing your own definitions of what that looks like.